Sean Everett has called for more discipline in his performance from the Edinburgh side, and he makes 2 changes to his starting 15. The front 5 remains untouched with Grant Gilchrist as captain. The back row switches up with Luke Crosby replacing Hamish Watson, and Scotland skipper Jamie Ritchie switching to open side. Again, Warriors loanee Ali Price starts against his parent club. Fellow former Glasgow teammate Mark Bennett comes into the centres for James Lang, who is injured. Franco Smith, meanwhile, changes up 3 of his starters. The prolific Johnny Matthews is promoted from the bench after the hooker moved on to 9 tries for the season last week. In the back row, Thomas Gordon replaces the injured Sione Vailanu in a move that sees Ali Miller switch to number 8. The only change in the Glasgow backline comes at fly half, where Tom Jordan is preferred to Ross Thompson. Sione Tuipulotu captains the side after 15 carries last week, bettered only by the player of the match, Josh Mackay. Now it's time for the decider. Round 9 in the BKT United Rugby Championship. A record-breaking crowd at Scottish Gas Murrayfield, the second leg of the 1872 Cup. The best that Scottish rugby has to offer.
Receiver.
I've got to say that was a really important tackle by Duhan van der Merwe. They stepped in at right time. Glasgow were numbers up and he stopped an almost certain try.
Claim from Ali Miller. Now Johnny Matthews gets his paws on the ball, and it almost seems certain that from here Johnny Matthews will go over. It had to be him. Double figures for the season. Simply better at it than anyone else.
Oh, I don't know. Look at Stafford McDowell trying to take the ball off him at the back there. Johnny was desperate to get hold of it because they got the rumble on. They found a way
to try and get Edinburgh back into this contest. Now they can swing it. It's Bennett. There's space. There's Curry for the corner. And that's Edinburgh's response. Boy, did they need that. And Matt Curry goes in.
The Glasgow backline stood off. There was multiple options. Duhan van der Merwe, but Matt Curry just carried and carried and carried, which led to this penalty for Edinburgh in the corner. Another quick tap, Darcy Graham this time, but then
I'll tell you when it's 30 seconds.
Reset ball out of the back, real clarity. Get the ball around. This is a great pass from Mark Bennett. Over the top, flat ball, and what a finish.
Yeah, we were pointing, weren't we, John? At the kick space and the big gap in behind. But they managed to get it through the hands, and the quick thinking of Darcy Graham.
Puff of the chest and a smile from Ali Price against his current teammates. And here's Mata off the back, injecting that power and pace. There's a man on the wrong side in Hugh Jones. It's going to be a penalty at least for Edinburgh. Schumann. Now Nell, forward it goes, and there's the penalty. And the two teams putting on some spectacle as Ben Healy nudges Edinburgh in front for the first time. It's a 1-point game.
Taking the short goal line drop out instead of pumping the ball long, it just inevitably has led to this period of sustained pressure from Glasgow here.
Fagerson to Tuipulotu. Oh, and he got the offload away to McDowell, who breaks 1, 2, stretches for the line. It's a massive score for the Glasgow Warriors and Stafford McDowell.
With those goal line dropouts, do you kick them long, put as long down the field as you can? But Edinburgh choose almost to go short. You were talking about the wind, John. You can see the little flags on top of the post there. They've gone the opposite direction. I don't think there is much of a wind out there, but you look at this. Sione Tuipulotu, when he carries, when he puts it out the back, when he offloads, it just looks like he's going to do the same thing every time, which catches the defenders off. He finds a little half shoulder, and then a great offload to Stafford McDowell. And like you said, Rory, it wasn't just a walk-in, it's a great fend. 3 defenders can't take him down, and he manages to get over the line, and that's a great score for Glasgow. And what a way to...
In their main foray up the other end, managed to score that brilliant try through Stafford McDowell. There's a penalty coming here for Edinburgh. Got a voice in that Edinburgh squad. In any case, Healy knocks over the 3, cuts the gap. But Edinburgh compete, they drive it backwards. Glasgow still have it though. Williamson. Now here comes Cummings through the first tackle.
Turnover.
But it has been turned. Darcy Graham in space. Man on his shoulder. Duhan van der Merwe. Nobody can catch him. Surely George Horne is going to try. But it is Duhan van der Merwe from one end to the other. And all of a sudden, it's Edinburgh the lead again. Duhan van der Merwe at his very best. That was utterly sensational.
Cummings break. You see him, Blackstrom goes in, gets it cleanly. No one sees it. The ball's open, it gets it out to Duhan van der Merwe. Nobody's catching him from there. George Turner tries, George Horne tries. Nobody is going to catch Duhan van der Merwe from there.
And it was like you said earlier, John, Edinburgh have the ability to score from nothing. And you thought Glasgow had the upper hand there and were maybe going to go over, but I tell you what, I would love to get some live GPS results on that touch judge behind Duhan van der Merwe, because he's nowhere near as quick, but he's given his...
But at the moment, the Warriors are going backwards. They need one of their characteristic line breaks. But I think the head contact there will lead to a stoppage.
Okay.
As George Turner took all that ferocity into the tackle. Oh, it's a yellow card for Marshall Sykes, so Edinburgh will have to defend these final moments with 14 men.
Yeah, you can replace him.
And it wasn't me, there's not that red button next to me, because I pressed that a second ago.
We've got a dinner reservation.
Well, there's your answer. Ben Healy puts it safely into touch. And Edinburgh do respond from their defeat at Scotstoun 8 days ago. There is some New Year cheer in the capital.